course, it's nice having the console, but if you can't control it with anything or plug anything into it, it'll be pretty much useless. So, let's find out about the accessories and, of course, that huge camera. So tasty. Accessories time. So, where do I even start? What does come in the box? Now, I've touched on this. Unlike the PlayStation 4, the camera itself, this of course is the Kinect, comes with the console. So obviously there's no two ways around it. You best use it because it's there and you paid for it, unlike the other one where you don't have to, because you don't have to buy it. Also, obviously it comes with a controller, as you can see there. And one thing right here, a small little accessory I should add, is the headpiece for online gaming. So obviously there's a microphone right there. Not really that important in my opinion. Other things you can use, although I have to say the PlayStation do give you these, which is just basically headphones, and this can fit into the controller right there at the bottom and work with, as simple as that really. Pretty cool if you ask me. Now let me put that aside and let's start with the controller. Let's talk about the controller because, let's face it, the initial Xbox 360 controller was fantastic. I mean, how do you improve that without overhauling everything? I mean, it really was that good that, well, there's not much to be done, but there are refinements made with the Xbox One controller over its predecessor that really make it stand out. For one thing, can't see obviously, it's lighter, slightly lighter than what we originally saw. This is a 360 controller, by the way. As you can see, they both look rather similar in many ways, but there are some differences when you get up close and personal. The button layouts are effectively the same. I mean, the thumbsticks are pretty much the same. The color coordination on the buttons are the same, but let's see what's different. Firstly, the thumbsticks have got a little tactile feel around, as you can see right there. Perhaps not so well on the camera, but they do add a little bit more grip when you've got your thumbs on it and you're gaming away, as opposed to the last one with the 4 dots around it instead. Also, the D-pad feels a little bit better, and it's not protruding as much, but it's got a nice feel, and I have to say I enjoy using it very much. Also, the controls just feel a little bit tighter, a little bit better as well, for a little bit more precision, I guess you could say. Now, as for the triggers themselves, you may notice that the one on my right hand, which is there, it comes out more. There's more of a curve to it, which means when your fingers are on it, you feel a little bit more, which I've really enjoyed using. If you're playing a shooter especially, you can feel it feels nice and you can really know that you're pressing a button. Now, one thing which I should add about this is really cool is obviously there's still the rumble involved in the grips themselves, and by the way, the grips extend out a little bit more so your hands get a slightly better hold onto the controller. As you're gaming, it'll rumble away. But now we've got these impulse triggers here as well. So basically the trigger buttons will also rumble for the game. Now this is especially true when you're playing something like Forza, and one controller is the brake, one is the accelerator, and you can really feel the difference as you're playing, and it adds a whole new dimension which I thoroughly enjoyed. I know it's a bit hard to describe, but you really have to try it for yourself. One minor note, very similar to what we saw the PlayStation in terms of the buttons here. Used to have like start and all of that. Now it's pretty much just menu and view, but they effectively work in the same way. Okay, so let's talk about the non-optional accessory, which is, of course, Kinect 2.0. A little bit of history behind this. Obviously, the Xbox 360 first came out, there was no existence of Kinect at that point in time. Someone outside actually developed the original Kinect and Microsoft sold it. But now they said, okay, you know what? We're gonna make our own. They've developed this all within themselves. And oddly enough, the original company which developed the Kinect has now been sold to Apple, so who knows what could happen to this kind of technology in the future. What about this though? I mean, what are the differences between the original Kinect camera and 2.0? Well, everything about it has really been refined. It's so much better in every aspect. I mean, you just have to take a look at this. If I get the cable out, this is what you connect to the dedicated port at the back of your Xbox One. Look how thick it is. It is not thin. It is transferring a lot of data. I've heard that It's about 2 gigabits per second. I mean, that's plenty. Everything about this, I mean, this is now running on 1080p. There's a 1080p camera inside of this. In fact, it's operating as one, as opposed to 480p, which is standard definition RBG on the original Connect. Now, obviously, that is a huge jump. So obviously, in the long run, this is going to help tremendously in terms of facial recognition, and I have tried it out in terms of logging and stuff, and it's really a lot of fun to be had, I have to say. Now, on top of that, obviously, the pickup of the sound is so much better. I can really command about 80% of what I want on my Xbox, so it's pretty cool in that sense. Sometimes there's a little bit of a mix-up, like perhaps it'll access SkyDrive, which obviously Microsoft is pushing when I want Skype. Now, on the note of Skype, this works perfectly because it's such a good camera. You can Skype so well with this that I've really enjoyed using it with some of my relatives who are in Australia or who are in England, or maybe even here in Malaysia, really taking it to the next level on your big screen itself. Overall, I have to say they've done a fantastic job with Connect 2.0. It is vastly superior to what we've seen on the PlayStation 4 camera. Maybe they'll improve that in the future, but right now, this is definitely the benchmark. Now, in terms of future development, there's not really many games which fully support this. Yes, the Xbox One itself can take the commands, you can swipe across, you can do this, you can do that, you can snap this, but so far we've only got, Sports Rivals pre-season, which is like a wakeboarding sort of thing, to really see what it can be had in the future. But obviously, like I said early on, it's still early days in this console. There's plenty more to come. They promise support for some of the games that are out right now to have more. And in fact, the games which do have it, like the fighting game, really not worth it, trust me, do not get that. But obviously, with this being new, hopefully developers will get more of a grasp in it and develop something which can really utilize the potential in the Xbox 2.0 camera, because right now, it's kind of lacking. And if that fighting game is anything to go by, it's not good for the future, but hopefully things will pick up.
We've realized that connecting things together is relatively easy, but knowing when they should play a part in your life without pulling out your phone is a lot harder.
NinjaBlox launched an IoT platform right here on Kickstarter in February 2012. We delivered hundreds of NinjaBlocks to backers and have shipped thousands since.
Throughout our journey, the challenge we've seen again and again is how do we create an intuitive experience without having to install yet another app on your smartphone.
That's why we built NinjaSphere, the next generation of NinjaBlocks.
By using data from your devices, environment, and location, the NinjaSphere is able to advise you intelligently.
NinjaSphere keeps track of the state of all your devices, building a model for how they operate. It knows if something is out of place. And because NinjaBlocks uses open source drivers, almost any device, system, or appliance can be connected to your NinjaSphere. The heart of the NinjaSphere is the Spheroid, the gateway that keeps tabs on all your devices.
We've packed everything we've learned over the past 2 years into this device.
Built on an ARM Cortex-A8, it has radios for Zigbee, BLE, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi.
On the surface, neatly concealed in the device, is a hidden LED display providing simple and useful information at the swipe of your hand.
In order for the NinjaSphere to learn about your environment, it requires accurate location data of you and your devices.
We've implemented a form of trilateration built on cutting-edge machine learning algorithms.
By having this information, suddenly keeping tabs on your pets or loved ones becomes simple. You can save money by keeping appliances off when no one's around to use them, and just generally make things a little bit more awesome.
Radio signals from the devices around your home are measured by Spheroid gateways and associated BLE waypoints to construct a 3D map of the environment.
Taking the signal strength from these measurements, the NinjaSphere can then map the location of any roaming BLE signal within the space.
We're really excited by the possibilities this technology opens up. On the Spheroid itself, we wanted a more natural, elegant way to interact with your environment, beyond just another app.
We developed a mechanism for gesture control that, at a glance, allows you to measure and control your environment. Energy use, weather, or even the state of your plants, you can easily page through this information and control your home with a swipe of your hand.
We knew we had to build something that you would want to bring into your home. Working with co-creators, we set out to design and build a gateway that was not only functional, but beautiful too.
I'm most excited about the platform being open source. Our amazing community continually surprises us with the innovations and the use of the platform that we've never even thought possible. I think the future is in open source, and one of the great things I get to do with our community every single day is interact with them on our forums.
We've spent months developing prototypes and refining the approach we need for trilateration and gestures. We have prototypes of the gateway and its software for sensing and control.
I look forward to coming into the Ninja office every day as I get to work with talented designers, programmers and support staff building a product that is not only practical but looks awesome too.
We're excited. We've seen the possibilities of this technology and need the support of the Kickstarter community to develop it further. We need a large group of beta testers to help mature our trilateration and gesture algorithms. We need to increase the resolution of our LED matrix, build in the tracking camera for the gateway, tooling for the gateways and waypoints, and to order the first scale run of boards.
We believe the future of connected devices must be open and based on standards.
For that reason, we want to open source our entire IoT platform. If we're able to reach our goal, we'll have the support to begin open sourcing everything.